If anyone out there, family has been affected by this COVID-19, my heart goes out to you. May God continue to bless you and your family. But, you know, Adam, you've been on me for a while. This isn't about me. This isn't about you. This is about helping others. I'm doing pretty good. But it saddens me when I look on the news and it says 24 million people filed for unemployment. It saddens me that my neighbor, who's been working for Disney for 30 years, just got laid off. It saddened me, when I see people sick and, pass away. My good friend Carl Anthony Town, his mother just passed away. So I'm doing all I can to help others. I'm doing all I can to, help people smile. Because being a great athlete, you realize that, okay, you play the game, you want to win championships, but it's about that dad that's sitting with his son. It's about your little partner that's on this call with his beautiful little daughter, making them laugh, making them smile. I'm glad that, we're about to launch this steady together. You do a wonderful job. People need to know who you are because I consider you a hero. You don't really have a big name or big social following, but this app is your baby, your creation. I commend you for doing this.
I appreciate it. Well, getting to that, we're here today to talk about Steady Together and, how we're going to be supporting folks through this time. Do you maybe mind wanting to share with us, the first item of the Steady Together initiative, and we'll go through all four of them together?
Yes, number one is called Rapid ACH. It's the cash deposit on completed steady income boosters. We know that's more important than ever to receive cash. The Steady Income Tracker has noted from our Steady Income Booster partners that you have completed your Steady Income Booster. We pay you to improve your financial health now with this option of receiving cash. So, for signing up with partners who improve your financial health, such as Vero Money and others. I like that one. That's big that you came up with that one. Because I know a lot of people are struggling for cash right now. So, kudos to you, big man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, you talked about Varo with that one in particular. What we see is that 32% of our Steady members have overdraft fees every month, right? So they're spending $50 to $100 at the bank, oftentimes, just because they were $5 or $10 short of a transaction. And so, we send people to Varo to improve their financial health. They don't pay overdraft fees. They get cash advances, and in the process, we pay them $75 for signing up. So super excited now to be able to deposit cash into people's accounts. So thank you for supporting us with that and announcing that for us. Do you maybe want to touch on one more for us?
Of course. Number two is, I actually like this one too, Steady High Demands Job Section. Most job listings on Jobs Board will now remain unfilled and frozen for the foreseeable future. We want to make sure that when you take the time to apply for a job, that you have guidance on those jobs where there is hiring needed, even during the COVID-19 epidemic. I also like how you educate people. It's not all about getting a job. You educate people, you help take care of people. The next one that you're going to talk about, I want you to talk about that one, the medical support. Again, I'm partnered up with a lot of people, but I'm very proud to be partnered up with you because you're helping people. Like you don't know how many times I'm walking around and people say, "Hey man, I like that Steady app, bro. Oh, thank you for the Steady app. Oh, I like the Steady app." And every time somebody told me something that they wanted improvement on the Steady app, as soon as I call you, you get it done. So I'm getting probably, like, if I meet 10 people, I'm getting 9 compliments and then one guy saying we should do something else. So that's really, really awesome.
I appreciate it, Shaquille. Thank you so much. Yeah, on that point relative to the medical support, in times like these, if you're by yourself, if you have a family, first off, you might be afraid of going into a medical facility, and for good reason, because you could end up leaving with something worse than what you had when you got there. And then you combine that with the fact that it's expensive, right, to go to the doctor, especially if you don't have health insurance or you're underinsured. To show up at an emergency room might cost you $250 to $1,000. To show up at an urgent care clinic might cost you $100 to $500. So what we wanted to ensure that we were able to do is have people be able to, call in for non-emergency medical help and be able to do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from their homes, and for only $25. And so as of the beginning of May, all steady members who have signed up and linked their accounts to our free income tracker will qualify for that telemedicine support. So for yourself, for your spouse, for any children that live in your household up to 24 years of age, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you might have a question about your kid fell down and scraped their elbow, and it looks like maybe it's getting infected. Doctor can take a quick look and send a pharmaceutical prescription to the pharmacy of your choice and have it there within minutes without leaving your home. You might be concerned that you have symptoms that could be consistent with COVID-19, and you can't afford to go in, or you're afraid to go in. They can give you feedback on, does it sound like you need to go get tested? Does it sound like you need to go visit an emergency room? They can give you that feedback quickly so that you can make those educated decisions before you have to make that huge investment of risk, time, and most importantly, money. So super, super excited, Shaquille, to be able to announce that one. And like you said, this is based on us hearing from our members, right? Hearing what their pain points are, hearing what the most challenging things are in their lives. So couldn't be more excited about this. Thank you. And we're there to support folks, and hopefully they find this of value. We've got a lot to cover today, but the last one is emergency cash grants. So we've partnered up with a nonprofit in San Francisco called the Workers Lab and their Workers Fund, and they've raised money from some very big names in order to give those funds to Steady, to give people emergency cash. And so for us, what we're doing is that anyone who has their bank account linked to the Steady app, where we're able to see that you had a drop in your income over the last 4 to 6 weeks, that we can then associate back to COVID-19. So if you lost a job, if you lost the majority of your hours, we'll see it in your bank account. You'll receive an email or a notification from us telling you that you've qualified. And we're giving away $100 to $1,000, no questions asked, to individuals on our platform who have seen their income evaporate. We wish we could do more. We know $100 to $1,000 isn't going to pay the bills every month, but it's something, and it's what we're able to do today. So we've already rolled this out within our first week. We've already given away about $150,000. Our plan at this point is to give away a couple of $1 million at a minimum over the course of the next couple of months. And super excited to be able to do that, to provide little help that we can to support the Steady workers. Yeah, we're so happy to partner with the Workers Lab and their Workers Fund to be giving grants to Steady members who have had traumatic income loss as a result of COVID-19. They've been working incredibly hard to raise the funds for us to be able to distribute these to our workers. And I'm excited now to welcome the Workers Lab here to talk for a minute about their initiative.
Hi, I'm Adrian Haro, the Interim Chief Executive Officer at the Workers Lab. The Workers Lab was founded in 2014 to give new ideas that increase worker power a chance to succeed and flourish. Workers are experiencing devastating loss of income due to the COVID-19 epidemic. 22 million Americans, or roughly 13.5% of the labor force, have filed for unemployment in the last 4 weeks. People need help, and they need it now. In response to this crisis, the Workers Lab partnered with Steady to launch the Workers Fund. The Workers Fund will provide up to $1,000 in emergency cash grants to workers who have lost income due to the epidemic. That's help that can go towards things like rent, food, or any basic or critical need that workers and their families have. I want to thank Steady for their partnership. It is our hope that we can help as many people as possible. Thank you for your time.
So, on that note, Shaquille, I don't know if you have any closing thoughts. I'm so happy to have you here today. So happy to have the time of some of our Steady members and perhaps some of your fans as well. I'm sure some of your fans who tuned in to see what Steady is doing during this time. And, I just know how much you care and how big of a heart you have, and would just love to hear any closing thoughts that you might have.
I just want people to know that I'm very passionate about helping the American workers. You guys run the country. You guys make this country what it is. For example, all the people that's on the front line. Even from, delivery people that's delivering food to Publix where I go shopping, to the nurses that have to go into work every day, to the doctors, to the police officers, to the firemen, to the paramedics. You guys have always ran the country and held the country together. It's only a small percentage of guys like me, but you guys have always been the core. So I respect you guys. I love you guys so much because before I became a lucky guy, my mom and dad were the same way. My dad was in the Army, drill sergeant, drove U-Haul trucks at night on the weekend from New Jersey to New York, all and down the East Coast, just to get extra money just to buy me some shoes, because shoes cost $30, $40. So I really respect you guys. I love you guys. And again, Adam, kudos to you for thinking about the members, taking care of the members. Because a lot of people are just saying, I don't have it, got to lay you off. I don't have it, got to put you in a furlough. But for you to still be on the front line, meeting with people, raising money, handing out grants, creating new portals inside the app to make sure that our 1.7 million friends are okay during this time. Kudos to you. And again, I'm glad to be a partner with you, and look forward to getting the word out and, having people see that we care so we can get more friends. Because again, we're not doing this for us, we're doing this for you. We want to see you be able to fulfill all your dreams. Whether it's make 100 extra, a few hundred, few thousand, whatever it is. Whatever it is that's going to make you happy, it's what it's all about. I mentioned the girl that had a job, but she did gigs to go on vacation. In her picture, she was so happy. She was so happy because, like I get to go on vacation, but I'm not using the money that I'm supposed to. That cuts into the mortgage and the car note. She's like, hey, I work hard. Now let me get some extra money so I can travel. And that's what it's all about. It's all about smiling. We at the end of the day, when you go on the Steady app and you have fun and you make extra money, we want the outcome to be this. This is all we want. So Americans, I love you. And again, if any of your family members have been affected by this COVID-19, my heart goes out to you. My condolences go to you and your family. And we appreciate you supporting us, and we're going to always support you guys.
Thank you so much, Shaquille.